Before we start this video, I'd just like to say this video is sponsored by OneFootball, the app that lets you know about all the stats, facts, and all the good stuff you need to know about football. And if you want to go down and check it out, the link in the description down below, please do.
This is the thing for me now. This summer, we said this last summer, it's a big summer. This summer's a big summer because we need to follow up.
Because this is where you start to shape. Yeah. You've sort of, say you got your water, you've chucked in your concrete,
yep,
and now it's time to mix it up, get the shit out.
You've got to mix it right, yeah. And that's the thing. If we don't do good business this season, if we let player upon player go, and then don't replace them players with better quality.
But we shouldn't.
We're going to struggle.
Well, there's a few players have to go, right?
Of course there is.
When you look at like the fact, Masuaku, like people you will talk to coming around this stadium now will turn around and go, he's got to leave, right? He's been shit. He plays 1-2 games. Obiang and all that. Perez, Hernandez, Carroll, obviously out of contract. But what you've got to do, you can't just sell all them players.
No, you need to replace them players. You
know what I mean? Because these transfers take a long old time to get in place. You know what they're like, them two fucking wankers upstairs. They take ages and ages. They dwindle on things. So you've got to say you want to sell Obiang, you've got to sell him, and you've got to let, say, Carroll go, and let's say Perez, for instance, right? And then replace him with 3 top players, yeah?
They're not.
Well, Arnautovic is going to go, isn't he? So Arnautovic, say Hernandez and Obiang, yeah? You're going to lose Carroll, you're going to lose Reed anyway. So they've got to just go out and buy a top striker, a mid-range striker, and a top midfielder, yeah? And then the next season, if Masuaku's the weak link, or if Ogbonna's the weak link, or if, I don't know, Mark Noble's the weak link, then you get rid of them 3 and you get another 3 quality players. That way, the players that have, in the meantime, you can't sell anyone. You've got to try and keep everyone happy. You've got to keep the fans happy. It's a tough whole situation.
From what Pellegrini was saying at that event the other night, I think he wants to get his deals done early, and I think they're already targeting a few players.
They need to be done.
And the director of football, whatever his name is, he's out there already targeting these players. And I think you're.
They're Pellegrini's players, are they?
Yeah, I think what they're sort of targeting is like, the Lanzini types.
Yeah.
A nobody. And I'm not saying that Lanzini is a nobody, but when we signed him, no one heard of him. And they went out and they got him. But I think that's what they're going to be targeting.
The problem is, are they looking to take gambles on bargains and hope that they pay off?
Because we've seen that before.
Yeah, are they going to actually put the money where the mouth is like he did last season? Sign a bit.
We're not going to go out. We're not
going
to sign £50 million players. I mean, they're looking at that Maxi Gomez. He's going to cost roughly about 25 million if we get him. So that's a decent deal. But then you've got to replace Hernandez and Arnautovic if he goes, and then probably Perez is going to go. Carroll's going to go. That's 4 strikers.
You've got to replace 4 strikers. You're going to lose one of them on a free. Perez is not going to. You're not going to get big money for Perez, even though when you probably look at his goals to minutes ratio, it's quite good. Hernandez is Hernandez. Probably the best deal we could get for him is selling him abroad to America. Arnautovic is someone going to gamble on Arnautovic with his attitude, the way he is.
It's all the wages you save as well.
Not only that,
Carroll's on best part of 100k, and Hernandez is on 160k.
Yeah, but what if Arnie turns around and says, "Look, I want to stay now"?
Yeah, that's fine. Keep him. I would. I've said all along
it's a tough decision to make.
Player.
Me personally, I think he will go, but if he stays, then look. We know he's a good player.
He don't go right. Yeah, and that makes our job a bit less of a fucking
less to replace.
But
I've been his biggest critic, but I'd rather him stay.
Yeah, of course.
But he's got something about him.
No, to be honest with you, Nick, I would rather say them straight away and replace him straight away because it's one less thing to do in the summer. Because when you've got all that, as I said, that amount of people walking out in the summer, it's a very, very tough thing to do, trying to replace everyone. But you've got to let them go bit by bit, you know what I mean?
The thing is, right, the thing with Arnautovic is that if he does stay and we do keep him, what's to say we get to January next season and we don't have the same palaver we've had this season? That's the worry.
That's a risk you got to take, isn't it? Any player
you can sign any player,
that.
but I'm just saying he's got history for it. That's the thing with keeping him, is that what's to say in January you don't get the same scenario again?